Welcome everybody to United Rogue Ruby Season 3 Semifinals. This is of course going to be the Philadelphia Plague going against Mexico City Venom, and I personally am very excited. We have two teams coming up to where, when you go back to look at the preseasons, there were a lot of questions around both these teams. We saw that Philly, Pitt, Houston were hovering around the top three, and there were some question marks about where Mexico City was falling into this kind of picture. And now here we are, semifinals, going into it. We get to see truly how far these teams have kind of adapted through the season and what kind of matchup we're going to see. Now, saying that already, I am excited to see a Liam Hogg. Obviously, Choco on the Sojourn in the spawn is extremely awesome to see, because Choco's performance on Sojourn throughout the season is, in my opinion, MVP worthy. Got to be one of the candidates up there. But to see these two teams come out on the comps they're running, we're going to have to see what plays out. As Mexico City is taking the high ground away, there seems to be Sojourn battle. Choco having Stan with the Mercy pocket. Meanwhile, Boy Wonder has the Ana and the Brig. Juco tries jumping in, has to back away, but Liam finds a nice headshot in order to take out the tank of Mexico City. While this is happening, Ghostface still finds Fresh. The Mercy could res, but looks like they're going in for the res. And now we see both teams back to full strength as Juco is in. Monkey dives into the top, trying to get Choco out of there while still getting pocketed as the Tracer comes in and finishes the job. Meanwhile, Lord Stan takes out the Tracer to get a little bit of vengeance. But while this is happening, Mexico City's putting enough pressure on to just cap the point. We see good ante coming out from Foliage. Now returning ante onto Liam as we see ult starts to come online. Pulse Bomb out. Doesn't find a kill, but Boy Wonder, surprising, first off takes off Liam, but Boy Wonder actually, surprisingly enough, has Overclock and is launching it. Finds Fresh. Can we find another? Looking, trying, finds Stan. And Mexico City, on the back of two pretty good DPS ults, manages to take more percentage. They are in the lead. That being said, we are looking at the ult economy. Choco has his Overclock. We see both support ults from both sides. So in reality, it kind of is going to come down to an Overclock versus a Primal in terms of difference. We do see Sophie on the break, so the rally could be used maybe a bit aggressively. As I say that, we see a angry Monkey going in. Dual Nanos come out. We have a Nano Primal, we have a Nano Overclock. Nano Overclock so far taking out two. Rally trying to keep the team alive as now Whole Hog pushing the Brig every direction possible. Eventually taking out Sophie. Looks like Philly will finally be able to take the point back after a costly fight. Both teams having to do basically every ult they have, and now it's just down to Sander with a Pulse Bomb. Missed out on last attempt. Maybe they can find something. I really actually am interested to see where Juco goes for this dive. Just trying to get through. There it is. Goes up top. Finds Fresh, gets taken out. And now Juco is just protecting. They don't want that soldier back in this fight. There is not going to be a res. Choco trying to even things out. But while that's happening, he does take the tank out and Sander. It's a 2 trade on each side. These picks are really good for Mexico City, but all the while, nobody's making any aggression towards the point. Finally, we see some people trying to walk over to the point, but Boy Wonder gets taken out as Fresh comes back. And a great ante from Foliage. As now that we see Sophie go off the edge, maybe just trying to get a quick restart, as capture is ticking up. About 15 seconds left before Philly has this point. We see a visor on the side of Philly. We see an overclock and maybe a primal, but somebody's going to have to touch. Sanders going for the touch, having to dodge away from the hog. Quick anti comes out. Here comes a nano. And a visor could be bad as Boy Wonder pops overclock, trying to balance things out. Juco pops primal while Sander takes out Fresh. It seems like these ults and the fight is going in the way of Mexico City. A great primal to keep them in the fight. Takes out Choco, takes out Liam. As now, with only about 20 seconds left, they're trying to get as much exit kills as they can muster. Seems like they'll back off for now, as we see Fresh swap over to a Reaper. And we see Liam swap over to a Diva. Trying to pressure out Juco on the Monkey a little bit. Maybe doing it a little bit too much, trying to get a lot of those picks with those dives with the Tracer. 97, somebody's got a touch. Choco gets the touch as the Tracer. The overtime wick is starting to burn as now there's an all-out brawl. Pulse Bomb gets eaten. Nano, rally. The raid boss is here. As it takes out Fresh, we have the rush. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough as Mexico City appears to have the first point in this match. A team wipe from Mexico City will secure Lighthouse, as honestly a great set of ultimates come out from the supporting duo of Sophie and Ghostface. Keeping the Brig in there and giving the Brig the nano just to keep them alive. Keep not only the damage continuously coming, building up Inspire, proccing that healing for the rest of the group so you can build Rally faster. And once you have Nano Rally, I think we all remember back to the days of how scary that was for Brigs. When Brig first came out, it's still just as scary. But new point, new fight, as we see some swaps. Foliage might be sticking to Lucio. You know, you gotta try for some environmentals. Other than that, it doesn't look like the teams want to swap at all. They seem to have found what is working, and the point was very close. So we got to see how these teams want to engage. As Mexico City is wrapping around the back, Liam, the only real one, trying to contest up front, while Choco's taking some pot shots from the side. Choco falling dangerously low as Choco takes out Sander. Good pick, trying to stop the Tracer from going deep into the back line. Billy's going to take the first percentage. Liam just kind of walking in, trying to take out Boy Wonder. Make sure that the other Sojourn is out of the duel. As now goes in. And there it is. Boy Wonder takes out Choco. Oh, but a hook on a Ghostface. Teams are down, but I think this is a little bit more drastic for Mexico City. You lose the support, and a big one at that. Liam still trying to find some hooks as Juco is in the back. Juco Sander, this dive duo, is able to take out Fresh, while Liam, focusing on the point, has to pay with his life. Mexico City going to have their timer starting to count up as they take over the point. And I think this is where we really start to see how some of these comps start to play in. You know, we have Boy Wonder just in the back, taking some shots. Pulse Bomb from Sander goes wide, but the Pulse Bomb hasn't really needed to do that much. It's the dive combo of Juco and Sander going in that normally has been pretty effective, but both DPS now are down for Mexico City. They are going to have to find a way to stall or hold out for the DPS to come back, but it does not look like they'll be able to do so for long as Philly recaptures pretty quickly. A good hook on a Boy Wonder might drop him, and there it is, Choco with the follow-up. But Sander takes out Foliage. There's not a whole lot of mobility now coming out from Philly, but it doesn't look like that'll be necessary as we get an early rush to start the fight. Keep that advantage even though they're down a player. Here comes a Nano Brig trying to contest against... Oh! The boop from Foliage takes out the raid boss as Liam then takes out Striker. Liam on the hog left, right, and center. You look away, and there's another hook into the hole. Choco, unfortunately, not finding too much value with the overclock, but it does not matter when just raw mechanics and abilities are taking over the game for Philly. Only seconds left as the point is ticking up. Philly has beat Visor. Pulse Bomb goes out again, goes wide. Both DPS ults. Now, Liam, for the 4th time on this map, finds an environmental with the hook and is doing really well. It's up to Sander to try to keep the point alive, but with another great hook, Liam has taken over well, and that gives Philly a point of their own. A late celebratory beat from Foliage there comes out, and these two teams looking pretty equal right now. Both points had to go to 99 to 99. Had to go into the overtime. The latter, of Well looking a little bit more dominant from Philly, so maybe they can roll that into this point of ruins, but I think a lot of that fell onto Liam's Hog. Liam's Roadhog was just putting in so much work, being able to hook people in and out of positions that they did not want to be in, and even, of course, the environmental kills. Just over and over and over again, you would see Ghostface in the hole, as now we see some more comp swaps. Mexico City still keeping on with this dive they have, but we see Philly going over to a Diva, a BAP, and going back to that Mercy they had, pocketing Choco, giving their star DPS player a little bit more damage. Liam dropping pretty low as the dive from Juco and Sander putting a lot of pressure, and Juco going in, trying to take out both of the supports. Instead, only finds the Immortality Field, as Mexico City has a very good presence on the point. Liam trying to contest. Will pay with the mech and possibly his life. Liam is out. So now we see the tank gone. Ooh, Sander falling dangerously low, having to take a recall. I like the positioning from Juco. Gets called out pretty quickly by Choco, making sure to check in. Great ante coming out from Ghostface. Unfortunately, Choco able to slide away, so Juco not able to confirm that kill. But it doesn't matter. They're still buying the time and getting the space that they need. Keeping Choco out of these crucial sight lines that we've seen him abuse time and time again over these season. Now, Juco has to pay with his life. Sander comes out with a Pulse Bomb and takes out Choco. The star DPS is gone, but a res comes out. Gets shield bashed out of the mech. The point flips in favor of Philly, but Juco's back. They might be able to recontest this pretty quickly. And just like that, Juco is deleted. Sophie managing to get both tanks now equalized, as there are picks trading on both sides. A late Valkyrie comes out, maybe just to secure the fight. Not sure if that was intentional or not. I think you really want to save that Valk. Even though picks were going on both sides, Philly had a kind of commanding, hold over that point. But one ult deserves another, as the window gets dropped. Juco with Primal bashes away Foliage, but Foliage doesn't care. The entire time, with the help of his team, able to take out the tank of Mexico City. And I think this is where we see a lot of the issue comes in for Mexico City. We've seen some great dives come in from the team of Sander and Juco, but what happens from what we've seen a lot of times now is Juco will go in just a little bit too deep. There needs to be, yes, this aggression coming in for the dive, but there needs to be some reserves in there, because you can't keep getting picked over and over again. A nano overclock comes out, takes out Stan. A bomb comes up as Fresh drops. The remake on the Ghostface, and Juco goes down. Picks are in favor of Mexico City, as it now is a 3-2 fight. Liam gets popped out of mech, just trying to stall for some extra percentage, as Philly will get to almost 90. They are in one fight territory, but unfortunately, they only are really going to be catching up on the support ultimates. Choco gonna have to do wonders with this overclock. Gonna have to work around the rally from the Brig, but it doesn't matter when you get a nice headshot taking out Sander. And this is what the issue is again. The dive just going a little bit too deep, not being able to get the protection. An early rally could keep them in this fight, waiting for Sander. There's the rally coming out. Here comes the overclock. Trying to find some kills. Boy Wonder dropping low. Overclock gets done. Liam falling dangerously low. Sander gets taken out, but so does Fresh. A DPS is down from both teams. 2 support ultimates. And a Val coming out. A res to stabilize and keep the fight going. A low ground window could be pretty good. Trying to take out the Ana. There it is. But one support gone for both sides. Now there are picks left and right. I don't believe Mexico City has any supports. So it's going to be the back of both DPS. And Juco goes down. Somebody's got to take out the Mercy. There it is. Both DPS versus a tank and a DPS. It is now a Tracer versus Diva Stall on the point. Here comes Foliage coming back to help stabilize. As both Lucias now are here, Fresh comes back. It seems like Philly is going to recontest and have it. Somebody's got to protect the Ana. Going dangerously low as Liam and Foliage are trying to get the assassination. Pulse Bomb goes wide, but Foliage pays. Sophie's able to win out the Lucio 1v1. Bomb on point takes out Snyder, but I believe that's both supports going for the side of Philly, as an overclock should end this as well as a nano. This should be the map, unless Foliage has some last second heroics on the Lucio. I believe gets booped away, and that'll be map number 1. Ilios going the way of Mexico City. A great first map to start us off. And honestly, we've seen glimpses of this team. We've heard, tales that Mexico City was going to be a powerhouse, a force to be reckoned. And to see them stack up toe-to-toe in this way against Philly is a very good sign. Philly, obviously, being the number 1 seed, they had that map pick of Lijiang Tower. Now, going into Hybrid, they're going to get the map pick. And if we look at the two teams, depending on if they want to keep this kind of, poke with Choco, we could see a couple different options here. Eichenwald could be pretty good. I doubt it, but Numbani, in theory, could be pretty good. They were very proficient in their Numbani match that we saw earlier this season against Pittsburgh. The ball is in Philly's court right now as to what they want to play. But I think there are definitely some favorites in there as we wait for their map pick. Wondering what they're going to pick. We have a second to really kind of boil down what went well for both teams. All 3 points went the distance. It was about 99-99 for each point on Ilios. So it was a close match. We saw that Liam really was able to put his foot down on well and kind of take hold of the situation. Take a really strong foothold of the game and just isolate again and again. The Ana. Ghostface was just never able to play the game. But it seems that that kind of domination was left out on the other 2 maps. The DPS were really able to shine for Philly, but it was that, double-edged sword of the dive coming out from Mexico City. Juco and Sander having a classic monkey Tracer dive really was efficient in getting the picks that they needed, but it hurt them too because you would see Juco die first. Then Sander would go down. And it would be up to the rest of the team in order to, salvage the fight, which sometimes they would be able to. But it looks like we're going to see a Hollywood here coming out from Philly. Looking at this pick, I think, first point defense, they will have a pretty good hold. If Choco decides to stay on the Sojourn, that is a pretty good pick. We could see a Choco Widow. We've seen it in the past. It is pretty nasty. I would know firsthand experience as he absolutely dominated me in my game against him. But having said this, it looks like we're going to see Mexico City on the defense first. They've elected to pick defense as Philly got the map pick. So we are going to see what they want to run. It might be a little bit harder to run this kind of style of dive that they've been playing into what could be a Diva Sojourn, Reaper coming out from Philly. We will have to see when the map comes up and the teams take their picks. But I think Mexico City might have to start thinking about making some compositional swaps. This is going to be a pick for Philly that not only benefits them, but also targets Mexico City's weaknesses a little bit. Everybody giving the sign that we are set to go into map number 2. We're going into Hollywood. Mexico City going to be on the defense as the Philadelphia Plague is running down the offense, hopefully with their second map pick. Going to be able to find a point in this match so far, in this series. We've seen Philly have some great maps, across this season. They are the number 1 seed for a reason. They've held it close with every team they've played. And the teams they've won, they've had a pretty good showing, pretty good domination. So here we see it looks like Mexico City is going to run that same dive comp. When we see this monkey tracer dive, as I've said before, it's that double-edged sword. 50% of the time, it works wonders. You get a pick, it snowballs into 2 picks, boom, you've won the team fight. But then there's the other times where Choco, Fresh, Liam, they're able to take those aggression, kite it a little bit, and punish hard for it. We're going to see, kind of like I thought, Choco has the Sojourn locked in. We see Fresh on the Reaper. We also see Liam on the Zarya. Probably just going to try to burst down the monkey as we are set for map number 2 to start out. On Hollywood, we see Choco with the Mercy Pocket. We see Fresh on the Reaper wanting to go in, but it's Choco who finds first blood on the opposing Sojourn. Quick anti on to the monkey, but Liam finds Ghostface, and Mexico City's going to have to back up and back up fast, or else this is going to be a quick capture and a quick team fight for Philadelphia Plague. And it was really all on the back of Choco getting that damage boost. About before the map even came in, it's these sight lines as Choco wants to get real aggressive, getting a bubble and getting a slide to get out of dodge. But it's these long sight lines that really help out Choco. We've seen him do great things so far this season, but now combine that with the power of the Zarya to really chunk down Juco in this dive. We see Sander swap away from it because it was hard to go into it. There was a lot of damage up front that you can't really deal with. Juco just popping in and out. Sander gets taken out. Choco, Overclock gets taken out early as Juco takes care of the Sojourn. Valk gets popped with a bubble to res. The Sojourn is back in, and Mexico City's got to be scared. Good sleep from Ghostfake to put Liam down, but while this is happening, the dive keeps coming in from Juco. There's no one really to follow up with him, so he is going to pop Primal and forced to just try to knock him away from high ground. All the while, his team is going to have to face the rest of Philly on the cart. A great counter sweep on to Foliage. Comes out. And onto the brig, keep him alive. But Fresh on the Reaper gets taken out. 1 DPS left. As it looks like Philly is going to take that as their sign to back out. Maybe not. They're still going in. They want to chunk out Juco even more. Boy Wonder up on the high ground. Gets taken out. Liam on the Zarya drops the grab and is about to find a nice, beautiful 3-piece. Make it a 4. Give the man the 5-piece. And the entirety of Mexico City is wiped out by 1 tank player. With a little bit of help from Fresh on the Reaper. This is not doing super well for Mexico City. I think the comp needs to start kind of getting swapped as a Visor comes out, getting kind of blocked. Boy Wonder dropping his ult as well. Visor finds 1, finds 2. And they're able to take care of 2 of Mexico City as Sophie finds Fresh. Billy just trying to back up, trying to keep Liam alive. He's at such high charge. Sophie just trying to keep the team alive. Has the rally. You know, we'll see if a rally on the high ground could keep this fight in their favor as both supports are gone now. Just eviscerated. Choco on his last legs. A few bear of health. But looks like he'll be able to get out. The high ground control from Mexico City is really good. The Zarya is going to have to go in. And it looks like going in alone just to try to recontest it. Billy having a hard time trying to recontest. Here comes Juco jumping in. Still just denying the space. Choco now. Popping up the ladder. Popping the overclock. Takes out Sander. 1 gone. 2 gone from Sophie. 3 gone. 4 gone for the overclock. With Foliage of the assist of the Nano. And that should just stroll this cart right on into B. An absolutely insane Nano overclock to come out from Choco. As now we have 3 minutes left for Philly to take this all the way back to their spawn. Sophie dropping a little bit low. Now is just dead. Tank is gone. Primal is out. Trying to just bully Choco. Takes out Choco. And now we see the rest of Philly just trying to back away. A great sleep might end up taking Juco's life, especially because there's no Primal. Has to get the healing from Ghostface and Sophie. But now we see grab is huge. Rally. And the anti with the Death Blossom secures the kills from the grab. What a great set of ultimates from Philly. As we saw a Rally and Nano Visor just try to defend against this. All 3 didn't really work out. Ghostface trying to just make a wonder play. Trying to be the hero of the story, but unfortunately gets called out. And now you're going to be on that respawn time. Mexico City is going to have to be very careful as Choco is here blocking the spawn door. Boy Wonder shuts down Valkyrie with an overclock. The 2 Sojourn players going kill for kill right now. The only difference is Choco still has his ult. An overclock from Philly could put this one to rest. Sophie trying to deny the space from the tank. Has to back out. Juco goes down as Choco Man finds 2 with the visor. Or the overclock. And this should be all she wrote as we see Philly slide it in to capture all 3 points. Minute 5 left. There's pretty good time left. You know, if you're Mexico City, you're not disturbed by this. You don't want to have to worry about any, you know, mental boom. You're still in this. Time ticks down so we can see what these teams are gonna roll out on. I expect probably the same thing. Yup, we're gonna see the same composition coming out from Philly. Order to hold down this defense. So far, we see Boy Wonder just trying to mimic the Sojourn, and would you look at that? We see the Mexico City comp. This dive comp is going to be locked in yet again.
Here's another one. What sickness do pilots usually get?
Juco on the Winston has been getting some good value, but at the same time, it's the same issue as map number 1. A little bit too much overextension, going in with, you know, half health, no sightline system supports. As we see the Philadelphia Plague defense start up. A good bubble tries to cut off the healing to Liam, but Liam all the while still just being able to build up some good charge. Choco with the Mercy. Having to fall down as Juco takes the space. Both teams just trying to poke each other out. See who can get the pick first as Boy Wonder goes down to the Zarya. Juco just fully leaves his team, goes straight into a Reaper as Juco gets taken out. And I believe the rest of Mexico City is probably not long for this world. Sophie just trying to keep up Ghostface as Liam and Choco try to pressure him out. No exit kills, unfortunately, as the rest of Mexico City will be able to group up. There it is. A quick nade. We see Choco trying to continue to pressure out the entirety of Mexico City. Sander gets slept and taken out with the pulse bomb. That ult's not going to be in this fight. Could have been a crucial one as well. A big ante comes out from Ghostface, but there's no follow-up. The rest of Mexico City is unable to get in there because Liam is just running through them. This high charge Zarya and this Mercy boosted Sojourn is just really doing in wonders as we see a full comp swap. We're going to see a Sigma, we're going to see a Zen, and we're going to see a Baptiste. With 2 minutes left on this attack, let's see if it's enough. Sander still has his pulse bomb. Goes wide. Has to recall out of there. Choco on the high ground with the Mercy Pocket. Pops the overclock. Gets rid of the lamp. Gets rid of Ghostface. Liam on the Zarya. Pressuring everybody down. Going to find Boy Wonder just as overclock comes in. And I don't know how I feel about this pick coming out for the Sigma. If you're looking at this team composition, a Zarya mirror might be in your favor. We're going to see an Ashe here. Maybe just for some more, you know, quick pick potential. But I think in the tank fight, Liam is going to have this, especially with this grab coming up. Liam already starting to melt the enemy Sigma. And just holding down this doorway as the high ground is protected. Juco has an unfortunate ante. Boy Wonder comes out with overclock, doesn't find anything, and unfortunately Choco takes out Sander. Here comes a Nano Zarya to just finish the rest of the team. Ghostface not long for his life. Going to die. There it is. As Philly looking on the precipice of a full hold. We're gonna see both support ultimates come out, but those two support ultimates, a trans and a window into, we're going to see Valk, we're going to see Blossom, and we're going to see Overclock. I don't know how much you favor those two ults. There it is. Overclock already takes out Sander. A Trank gets forced, and now Tranquility is gone, so Zen has nowhere left to hide. Windows out for Mexico City, but it is not going to be efficient as we see map 2 and a full hold go in favor of Philadelphia Plague, bringing this series to 1 apiece. We're going to see a play of the game from Choco, who again has been lights out this season. An absolute phenomenal DPS player who has, I mean, just insane. Murdered basically the entire team of Mexico City. We will see more of Choco, but we're also going to have to see more of Mexico City making their map pick as we go into everybody, and I truly mean everybody's favorite game mode, Flashpoint. There's going to be 2 maps to pick from. Are we going to see New Junk City? Or will it be, yep, I think we're going to see Saravasa. I don't think anybody's surprised. Saravasa is typically the one that gets picked. Just a better all map, It's just a little bit more cohesion in the chaos. A little bit more fun to play in. New Junk City is a neat map, but I think personally, just the game mode as a whole might just need a facelift. Could take a couple suggestions from how Call of Duty has their hard point. Instead of having these random points scattered throughout, maybe it could be on a rotation. But we are going to see this Saravasa as both teams now 1 apiece. We saw the first map being a very close race between both teams. It felt like Philly kind of ran away with Hollywood. It was their map pick. They knew what they wanted to do. Having said this, Saravasa, as well as just Flashpoint in general, feels pretty good for Mexico City. It reminds us back of that control where there's a lot more chaos, a lot more opportunities for their Juco Sander kind of duo to get in, get a kill, get out. That's what they're going to be looking for as we head into map number 3, Saravasa. Both teams actually looking to go up into match point. As we fly around Saravasa, take a look at, the map is kind of pretty. I still am pretty confident that nobody, and I truly mean nobody, understands what each map is, what each point is called. I think there's like the flea market in the middle. Lenk has said on the stream a couple times that there's like a bell one that we think was called Temple. I'm still going to call it the bell one. My personal favorite is still going to be the fountain one, which I think is like castle or palace or something. But I don't care about those point names anymore because we are looking at some new compositions. We're going to see a Cassidy May come out from the side of Philly, and we're going to see a Doomfist, and instead of the Brig, we're going to have a Kiriko come out for the side of Mexico City. Juco on the Doom is going to play a lot like the Winston, but we'll have to see how this changes things. I don't know you want to play this into a Cassidy or a May. Juco gets to the point first. Sander just trying to take some early aggression as here comes Philly. Trying to work their way in. Sander having to recall out. Just trying to take some duels in the back. All the while Liam is just walking forward. The W key is too strong. Juco going to have to pay, as I think we'll see pretty quickly the Doomfist is not going to work out. Boy Wonder managed to take out Choco. It's going to get rezzed, but finds a little bit of early percentage, which could go a long way, especially because we didn't see an immediate capture from Philly. So 17% might be beneficial for them. I am surprised Sophie's able to take out Fresh. I think Rez might be online here pretty quickly. Juco is back, trying to ensure that Rez does not come through. As we see the dive duo of Juco and Sander. Foliage gets punched off the high ground. Goes right back up as Choco finds Boy Wonder. Great punch in the back comes out from Juco, but now might be in over his head as he's going to have to get away. Pulse Bomb goes out, finds nobody. Juco falling dangerously low. Sophie, unfortunately, kind of out of position. I don't think they win this 2v1. And all the while, this hasn't been a one cohesive team fight, which has benefited Philly tremendously. The percentage is increased. And so now they just, with one window and a Valk, they've taken this first point. First point goes the way of Philly. And I think we really need to see that Doom swap. Going into a Zarya, going into a Cassidy, going into a Mei, it's not easy. And considering Juco's playstyle, go in aggressively, it's not been working. You don't have the same support that you would with that kind of Ana, Brig, considering they don't have those same sight lines. And we see Choco take out Sander again. Philly sticking together, playing with a team. A good ante comes out from Sophie. Juco trying to hold down some space. As Choco with a high noon takes out Sophie, and with the Magnet Grenade takes out Juco. One ultimate seals that team fight as ultimates on both sides are racking up. We see a grab, we see a Blizzard come out from Philly. We have a Pulse Bomb in a little bit once Sander gets revived. We have a Pulse Bomb, a Overclock, and both support ultimates coming out from Mexico City. Mexico City, if they're going to keep this Doom, they need to play, aggressive with the Doom. They need to play aggressive with the ults. Give a rush out. Boy Wonder falling dangerously low. Is he going to be able to survive? Early Suzu, that might be dangerous as the grab and the Blizzard are still online. Mexico City trying to take a rotation. A great grab. We nano overclock, but it does not matter as Liam and Fresh take out the support line and takes out that nano overclock. It seems like point number 2, I believe this is Ruins, is about to go in the way of Philadelphia, making this map on match point. We see Juco still on the Doomfist. You gotta swap. We've seen how detrimental this has been for them. Go in, get a punch, then you're just stuck there. What do? You have a Mei and a Cassidy and just a high-powered Zarya in your face. And you're not able to do anything. Foliage gets dropped. They might be able to res it. Actually, the Mercy and Choco are way in the back, trying to fight off against this 3-man group of Sander, who has swapped over to the Sombra. Another pick which I'm going to question. I think it has some value, but we're going to see as Philly, with only the 3 that they have taken the early capture, starting their journey to this map win. Foliage under fire, has to drop the lamp. Blizzard comes out, is not going to find much as a quick Suzu will save. Ooh, Sander gets Choco. Choco down. A window from Foliage, unfortunately not able to be as effective as a rush coming out from Ghostface. But now that Choco's back, Ghostface is down. We see this scrappy fight. Picks are being taken on both sides. There's a high noon from Choco. We'll see if he wants to use it. Nano Doom trying to take out Foliage. 1 HP with Boy Wonder taking the kill. Philadelphia trying to take out the Doomfist and regroup. It looks like they might do both. Grav onto the back line is going to find 3. And that'll give them back the point. Unfortunately, have to use Grav there, but it takes that fight and now gives you High Noon and a Valk versus an EMP and an Overclock. Doom might be able to build up to his ult, but again, into this comp, you gotta wonder where the value is going to be coming from. We're going to have to see Philadelphia keeping together as a team, not wanting to get out and isolated by the Sombra or the Doomfist. 3-man EMP takes out Fresh, but Sander and Juco will pay for their life. A High Noon to continue the percentage comes out. And I don't think anybody's going to be able to touch. Maybe a quick slide in from Boy Wonder to trigger OT. This is an uphill battle coming out from Mexico City as they want to keep themselves alive in this map. Gets taken out. 1 DPS down with Sander on the Sombra. Might feel like 2. There's 2 DPS gone. A great wall from Fresh to nullify the ult from Doomfist, as that'll be a quick 3-0 going the way to Philadelphia and bringing them to match point. Liam on the Zarya was a force to be reckoned with. And I think not only was that, part of the storyline of this map, yes, Liam on the tank was very impressive. I think it came down to Mexico City unwilling to make the change from Doomfist. They hard stuck with it. The only composition swap they made was over with Sombra, which the EMP got 1 full kill, got a couple others hacked. Didn't really find the value. Mexico City, with their backs against the wall to keep themselves in playoffs and in this series, it's going to have a map pick and it's going to have an escort mass pick. Which, if you look at the other side, you've got to think carefully. Because Choco, on, I think, most escort maps, could just seal this game away. We'll have to see. Maybe Boy Wonder on the Sojourn can counter. We've seen some good signs from Mexico City as a whole. Boy Wonder doing fairly well in the Sojourn battle. Not necessarily always going for the other DPS. Just trying to secure kills. Getting those quick railgun shots to finish up on and capture fully the damage that's been dealt to some of the low health people on Philly. Meanwhile, Sander going in with the Tracer we've seen, now with the Sombra, being able to try to find those picks. We're going to have to see how well that converts into Escort, as you're going to have to go fully throughout the map, as we're going to see Circuit, Royale come out for Escort. This is going to be an interesting one, as I'm going to be honest, based on the comps they've been running, this definitely favors Philly. I would definitely favor Philly first. We're going to see, since this is Philly's hit, or Philly's pick on whether they want to defend or attack. Excuse me. Mexico City is going to have a hard time, especially because they're going to be on defense first, it seems. Match point for Philadelphia Plague as they are taken to Circuit Royale, and they're going to get to attack first. I am willing to bet right now that we might see a little bit of dive come out from Mexico City. I'm not sure if they're going to try. We saw a little bit of a glimpse of the Sigma, and we've seen Boy Wonder and Sander both try some longer range characters. I think they might just keep what they've, stuck with in the past couple maps. And you know what? Whoever I owe money to, you're going to get some more, as I'm completely wrong. They're going to go with a very traditional poke comp, the Zen Bap Sigma with double sniper. This, personally, scares me. I hate this comp because I'm just bad when it comes into it. But I think this is going to be a scary comp. We've seen it time and time again across Overwatch as a whole. It's a very common pick for this map. And it's a very effective pick for this map. These long sight lines are going to be very effective for both snipers. It's also going to be pretty effective for Choco, who we've seen do some damage so far. As we're going to get almost a poke with a ball. I kind of like the Liam ball. Maybe pressure out some of those snipers a bit more. Especially with Foliage on a more DPS-oriented role, as he is a DPS main. Quick rock to stop Liam, as his health is absolutely depleted. Sent back into spawn. Probably going to be making a swap. And now we see that swap come into play. We see the Sigma mirror. We see the DPS mirror. The big difference here comes in the form of Discord and Immortality Field versus Anti-Grenade and Pylon. Choco takes out Sander. Fresh takes out Boy Wonder. The DPS are just evaporating Mexico City. I think this is where you have to be scared if you're going to play this composition. Sander now over onto the Sojourn. And Sophie now onto the Alari. A little bit more variation. Choco just tries to go up front, get a little bit close and personal to back away as the Sigma is there. Boy Wonder takes out the third support in the Pylon, but has to be careful as this cart has not stopped moving since those picks. About to round the corner. Fresh 1 HP in a dream, getting topped up by the supports. Meanwhile, both DPS on both sides trying to find some sight lines. 1 DPS down for each team. Sight lines are up. Juco having to take some liberties to keep himself alive. Liam on this off angle I think is really well, as now Sophie's Pylon is gone. But Boy Wonder takes out Lord Stan. This is going to halt them even more, as they're going to have to back up, hoping that Choco or Fresh could get a pick, get them back into this. Maybe Foliage. But it seems right now the sight lines are null and void. Juco takes out Foliage, but not with the Flux. The Flux only captured Fresh, but they use that to just isolate, ignore the rest of the team, and target Foliage down. Philadelphia just trying to regroup. They have 3 ultimates, almost 4 online, compared to almost mirroring 4. Almost double support. DPS up. Sophie's Pylon again taken out. Here comes a Sigma ult. Ghostface has to do the lens to get out. Gets rocked. Here comes the Dragons. Here comes every ult known to man. Sophie's gets taken onto Liam, but unfortunately, a sunburst in the back of Mexico City is going to take out Ghostface along with a clean headshot. Sophie having to run away from Liam as Juco goes down. This should be Philadelphia taking point A, as Choco wants to go a bit more aggressive, try to find some more picks. Dragons sent out just to ensure that they get this point, as the cart will now descend its long trek up the windy road of point B. So far, after making the swaps, both teams have looked pretty comparable. Picks on both sides, I think so far, in the Hanzo duel. Boy Wonder's gotten a little bit of the edge on that, but Choco's definitely had the better of Sander. We are looking. There it is again. Boy Wonder finds foliage. One support down. Liam's down, as this should be a fight win. Juco committing the flux. I'm not sure if you want to do that. You win the fight. You probably would have won it without the flux. You know, you kind of already did, considering he didn't get anybody. But Mexico City having a pretty good hold. Choco, done with the Widow, wants to go with the winner. Goes fully into the Sojourn. But unfortunately, the cards already went past the bend, so they have to respect the high ground that Mexico City has, as they kind of just walk past it. Mexico City not really taking much advantage, and Juco just going fully into the back, trying to take out Fresh. Surely Juco gets punished for this. This aggression does not stand. Ghostface does. Fresh does get taken out eventually, but so does Sanders. Boy Wonder trying to take some shots in the back. As he takes out Choco, a great headshot. That is what you need to try and stabilize. Liam still just trying to push the advantage they have. Meanwhile, Juco looking for one of the supports. A nano comes out onto Liam. Great sunburst is going to find one with the assist. And then heat from Juco. Choco managing to find Boy Wonder, but it does not matter, as this point is still being held by Mexico City. Scrappy and alt heavy from the side of Philly, but at the end of the day, Mexico City holds on and now has to run into a Zarya and a Mercy. This looking a bit more almost like the Philly comp, as we'll call it, a window early, trying to stop the fight before it starts. They'll have to be careful. There's a sneaking Choco and Mercy. Boy Wonder trying to find some shots, but Sanders taken out. Flux finds two. Could be big. They take out Choco. They're going to try and res. They get a res on the side. I thought his body surely fell off. And now Choco has the overclock as a dragon comes out. Ult's getting fired left, right, and center. But Sanders overclock finds one. Both Sojourns able to find picks. Losing the tank for Mexico City might be a bit more important than losing a Hanzo for Philly. There goes Sander, now looking to take out Sophie and Ghostface, as it looks like Boy Wonder is left. A pick over to Doom just to try to touch, as point B is taken by Philadelphia Plague. What a great comeback from them. We saw a massive hold come out from Mexico City. Some great picks coming out from Boy Wonder, and as well coming out from Sander, but it's just Choco on the comfort pick of Sojourn that really lets that outclass shine. Only a minute left. Somebody's got to contest the high ground of the mercy-pocketed Choco. Juco, on the other hand, just needs to find a way to live as he gets taken out. And a Valk to continue this fight. We see Boy Wonder and Ghostface trying to deal with Choco on the high ground. Oh, grab in the back. Liam was able to come back in all the chaos, but gets taken out for it. There's no tank over for Philly, and now there is no foliage, no Choco. Sophie with two, coming out pretty clean. Sophie with a nice clean three-piece, as now with only seconds left, Liam's going to have to try and touch with a foliage Lucio. Juco with a punch, trying to take out foliage, but Liam is able to touch, start overtime. Choco, overclock, looking to help get them in. There are two down on the side of Mexico City. Both overclocks still out. Choco's down. Here comes a Sophie Sunburst. But it's still Sander who's managing to find the kills as the Sunburst does get one. And this should be Mexico City stopping it just before point C. Great showing from both teams. But when we have this close of a match, you gotta be worried for Mexico City. They need essentially a full completion to keep themselves in the running for this grand final spot and a chance to play against Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, Philadelphia looking to take themselves back to grand finals and take that spot for themselves. And with a pretty good attack, almost getting that full completion, they're priming themselves up in a pretty good position. We'll have to see what they come out on for the defense. I see several picks I'm confused about. We're going to see a Sombra. We're going to see a Junkrat. Liam on the Zarya, pretty good. You know, we've seen that a couple times. Foliage on the Ana, pretty good. We've seen that a couple times. We're going to wait to see what Stan plays. Stan coming out in the Kyriako. I think if we see Mexico City keep the same comp, Philly might have trouble going into this. You're going to have to hope Fresh is going to hit some big grenades as we are about to get into Mexico City's attack to keep themselves in this series. Zarya for the Sigma is a tank duel where I think most of the time you would definitely favor the Zarya. But right now, it seems like we are just waiting to see who can get that first pick. And it's Choco going down to Ghostface. The Sombra going a little bit too deep. And Boy Wonder takes out Foliage. Boy Wonder takes out Fresh. The Hanzo massacre continues. They're looking for some exit kills, trying to take out Liam. But they're able to find it and stand. Two pretty big exit kills onto the tank and support as Juco wants to take this aggressively, wants to ensure that Philadelphia is not going to be able to push in to this next fight. A Sigma Mirror comes out as Fresh is at 1 HP, gets healed back up to full. Quick rock onto Liam. And because of Juco's aggression, they're able to take that point. A pretty quick point A comes out for Mexico City. But now we see Choco onto the Sojourn, getting a bit more damage in there. Liam falling low, having to take a quick burst from Stan. Flux finds Stan, but with a pylon and an immortality field is safe. That being said, Ghostface on the other side, the other Baptiste gets taken out. Juco gets taken out. It looks like Philly want to hold this defense here and stop Mexico City from taking any more ground. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go as we're already halfway through the map. It's still pretty impressive from Mexico City. The issue now needs to be they need to regroup and they need to worry about Choco and Fresh. Fresh playing a pretty conservative Junkrat. Just lobbing some grenades over, just trying to get some damage in, making sure that as the rest of Mexico City is coming in, they're not at full HP. Ensuring that Choco can come take some kills. Big Sunburst. Finds one, finds two, finds three as Sander follows up with an overclock. The window from Stan and the Choco overclock find no value as a great Sunburst just rips through Philadelphia. Hoping for one more touch. Rock not finding the connection it needs. Grav Flux comes down. Fresh still going down. Foliage trying to return fire with their own Sun. Managing to do a pretty good job. And it looks like that should be all she wrote. As Boy Wonder trying to run away. Choco not letting him go. Wants to take that exit kill. Wants to take that stagger. A good defense, but it costed them a sunburst, and they still have to defend it there at least for 3 minutes, let alone more if Mexico City's able to push in. Ults are banked up on both sides. We're going to see a tire. We're going to see a Flux catches 3, takes out Choco in the air. Tire hoping to come out stabilized. Trying to bide some time, but Juco able to just take it out, as this should be the cart rolling in. And now 4 minutes to capture 1 point and to put Mexico City at a tied series. Their defense was pretty good. Their attack looks leagues above where we see Philly right now. Mexico City trying to go on the offensive, trying to stop Philadelphia from taking this high ground, but it is a little too late. We see almost the entirety of Philadelphia on this high ground in this window. The May of Fresh able to take a quick headshot on the boy Wonder, out sniping the sniper. Mexico City trying to stabilize. Sander trying to duel a Mercy pocketed Choco. I don't know if I would take that duel. Sophie trying to help. Sophie and Sander both pay for their life because of it. And taking out 2. Stand falling could be good, but it's only good if the rest of your team can manage to escape, which it looks like they'll be able to. Ultimates on both sides. We're gonna see another Sunbeam on both sides. We're gonna see an overclock for both sides. Now the difference is we're gonna see a Flux from Liam faster than we're gonna see a Flux from Juco, but we're also going to have the Dragons from Boy Wonder. Never really concerned about taking kills, more just concerned about taking space with that ult. We're gonna see both teams trying to poke each other out. Choco and Fresh. Here comes Sander on a flank, losing to Choco with a sunburst coming out from both sides as well. Sophie takes out Foliage. Juco takes out Liam. Boy Wonder takes out Fresh. This could be dangerous for Philly. A Blizzard gets eaten. Philly having to try and stabilize. A window on the cart needs to be put to good use, as Valk is going to help stabilize. Juco does go down. The window doesn't get much value as Liam is back on the Diva. A wall to separate Sander. Sander should fall, able to slide away, able to get shot. A minute 30 left. A expensive ultimate costing fight for Philadelphia. But they're able to stave off the attack. As a minute 20 left. No ults on the board. This is going to have to come down to pure picks. Liam dropping, getting healed up. Choco still uncontested for the most part on the high ground. Drops down. Mercy coming to join. Liam dropping dangerously low. Having to get healed up by the Mercy, which means there's no pocket for Choco. Fresh falling. Using the ice block to gain some of that ult percentage, but gets a rock to the face. Choco goes down. It's a 3-5 fight now as the pylon is still intact, giving them just a little bit of extra heals. Liam trying to build up a bomb to stall for a little bit longer, but unfortunately can't build it in time as the mech is gone. A dragon comes out. A shot is taken. A rock to block the res. Choco finds 2. Able to put down Sander and Juco. It is just up. Able to find Ghostface. Boy Wonder able to take 1. But at 12 seconds left, that might be the map. Sander going to be the one to touch. No Lucio, no teleport. And that is going to be the end of Mexico City and a W for Philadelphia Plague. A 3-1 win. An insane clutch to not only give them the map win, but give them the series win. from Choco. And we will see the Philly-Pittsburgh finale. 2 seasons back-to-back. A great fight from both teams. Could have gone the distance for either team, but Philly ended up taking that one out. When you look across this series, it couldn't have been closer, you know? Maybe when you go back to map 2 on Hollywood, that's the one map where you're kind of wondering, you know, maybe we could have done a little bit differently. Maybe there should have been something in, you know, some swaps. I think it was map 3 that really told this story. Unwilling to swap, sticking with the Doomfist. That gave them the map loss. It was a 3-0. They didn't capture a single point. The first and last map, very close. Both teams able to play a comfortable style, but in the end, Mexico City had a great job. It was not enough, as Philly is able to take the win. We will see Philadelphia Plague go against the Pittsburgh Phantoms in the grand finals. That will be coming very soon, but that should wrap it up for us tonight, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming out, watching the stream, thanking Mexico City for a great season, and hopefully we will see, I believe, Emerald semifinals for the Washington versus the LA team, I believe. But that's going to do it for us here tonight, guys. Thanks for coming out, and have a good one.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given, but honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living, but we could run